Our lesson today deals with graphing proportional relationships. We'll be able to represent proportions on graphs. So this graph shows two lines. The red line is proportion, the blue line is not. Pause the video now and jot down a few observations you notice, a few differences between the two lines. If you notice, the red line, which is proportional, is straight and it must go through the origin, the point 0, 0. This makes the red line proportional, straight and through the origin. The blue line has neither of those traits. So a couple examples here of proportions, or not proportions, how they look on graphs. The black mamba is the fastest snake in the world. The table shows the distance the snake travels for different times. Is the distance the snake travels proportional to its time? So the table's given, we just plot the points. We have 0, 0, 1, 5, 2, 10, 3, 15, and 420. All points gotten from the table. We take our points and we connect them with a straight line if we can. Use a straight edge tool, ruler, anything that's straight. I'm a little bit off here. Let me just fix that. And we enter two questions. Is that line straight? Yes, it is. Does it go through the origin? Yes, it does. Therefore, this is a proportion. Now we look here. Different kind of problem. Okay? A candle is 20 centimeters tall. It burns at a rate of 2 centimeters per hour. Is the height of the candle proportional to the number of hours it burns? So we go ahead and we have to make the table first. Now when the candle starts, it's 20 centimeters. So before any time has gone by, it's that tall. Then it burns at a rate of 2 centimeters per hour. So we're losing 2 centimeters per hour. So down to 18, then 16, then 14, then 12. We plot those points now that our table is drawn. So 0 and 20. We've got 1 and 18, 2 and 16, 3 and 14, 4, which should be right here, so I'm a little bit off of my drawing, 4 and 12, which should be right here. So what we're going to do is then take a straight edge and connect the dots. Slightly off. I was a little bit off on how I drew this. However, it's going to work out fine here because we've got our two questions to answer. Okay, despite my dots being a little bit off, this is a straight line. But it definitely does not go through the origin. Therefore, this is not a proportional relationship. Another example. The length of the stretch in millimeters of a spring is proportional to the weight in grams attached to the end of the springs as shown in the graph. What is the constant of proportionality? So again, we are told it's proportional. As the graph shows, it's a straight line and it goes through 0, 0. Remember, the constant, it's a unit rate. So it's the value of y when x equals 1. So we look at our graph. We see when x is 1, right here, we go up, and we see that y equals 5. So from the graph, we can tell that the constant equals 5. So go ahead and on your own, try two problems. Okay, you're going to graph the tables, and you're going to determine whether or not these are proportional relationships, and if the proportions, find the constant of proportionality. Pause the video now and try these on your own as I do them on here. So we're going time and distance, okay? The time, whichever one's on top in the table, that's going to go on the x. And the bottom label is the y. So time and distance, so we have 4 minutes goes by, 3, 4, 4. There's our 5 feet. As 6 minutes go by, we've got 10. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Add 8 minutes, we have 15 feet. 13, 14, 15. And after 10 minutes have gone by, we're at 20 minutes. So we look at this graph, and it looks like we're going to be going in a straight line. Ooh. But are we through the origin here? We are not. So this is not proportional. Now the next one, we're looking at gallons compared to quarts. So again, the gallons are on top. That's the x-axis. And the quarts are on the bottom. That's our y. So for 1 gallon, we have 4 quarts. So 1, 2, 3, 4. For 2 gallons, we have 8 quarts. For 3 gallons, we have 12 quarts. And for 4 gallons, we have 16 quarts. You guys can space out your graphs how you see fit. I'm just trying to do a little quick here. And I'm looking at this one, but we are going to go through the origin. And it's a straight line. So this one is proportional. And when x is 1, y is 4. So therefore, our constant is going to be 4. This concludes your lesson on graphing proportions.